Hey guys, welcome to the podcast. This is something new we're doing where I guess we're just going to give our opinions on different things going on in the world. My name is Will. Do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Marnay.
Okay. So I guess we can just start because I don't know where to go from there. So let's just start.
Jeez, buddy.
So I think obviously we should probably start with what's going on right now with the whole George Floyd situation and everything else going on in the world. There's a big debate about rioting versus peaceful protests, and I wanted to, I guess, give our opinions on it. So, do you want to start?
Um, so basically, I feel like, okay, with everything that's going on, right now, everyone's protesting. There's a lot of protests going on, and I like it. I like what I see, like, it's a lot of white people. I feel like it's not just black people doing it now, like what we've been doing for a long time. It's like white people, it's different races, like
Yeah,
all different races. And I think that I think seeing this is just different. I've never seen this before. So it's like, just seeing it like that, it's just, I feel like something is going to happen. And I hope that that something does happen. And I feel like, I don't know, 2020, like, everything kind of went downhill with the coronavirus and everything, but now I feel like it's going back up.
yeah,
Like how everybody's seen it from the beginning. Like 2020 vision is going to be a good year,
yeah.
full of positivity. Things going to be changing, and I feel like it's coming back up. So I feel like it is going to get to that point. And I just got to say that I feel really bad in my heart that, as a black community, we had to go through this, and I feel so bad that he lost his life.
Yeah,
But at the same time, I do believe that everything happens for a reason. I wish that he didn't have to lose his life like that, but I feel like him losing his life,
it's going to
it
lead
just
to something
sparks.
greater.
It's going to lead to something good, and
Yeah,
it just sparked a change in everyone. And also, I want to say thank you to the young girl who took the video, because a lot of people are like backlashing her and
really?
saying mean things. Yeah, they're saying mean things about her, like, why didn't you help? Or you were just standing there. She's 17. What is she supposed to do? And the cop
Yeah,
is pushing her away, putting pepper spray in her face as
yeah,
if he's going to pepper spray her. So I just want to say thank you, because people are just, it's simply thank you. Because
yeah,
if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have seen the video, and we would not be where we are.
yeah,
I don't think we would be where we are right now if it wasn't for you and you taking that video. So thank you.
yeah.
And yeah,
So, how do you feel about the idea that the rioting is getting out of hand? Then, like, so, how do you feel about that? Like,
I'm gonna say this. So I feel like, I don't condone violence. I'm not a violent person. I don't like violence. But at the end of the day, I feel like they're doing what they got to do because this is the only way. Um, it's sad that it has to get to this point. I wish it didn't have to get to this point, but now I do see, because at first I'm like, you know what, we shouldn't be violent. Let's just, you know, not be violent. Let's be peaceful. But it's like they're ignoring the peacefulness too. So it's
yeah,
kind of like it took the violence for things to actually get to where they are. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like with all the violent protests, I feel like, you see they got convicted today with their charges. Well, they had their charges today.
yeah.
I feel like, if I don't know, I just feel
So,
like
no, no,
I
go ahead.
don't know. It's just, that's a very hard debate,
Yeah,
because um it's just like you have. I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna say this. I feel like we all need to be on the same page. It's some people who don't believe in it, and it's some people who do believe in it. And I feel like this is kind of separating us in a way and dividing us. Like, we all need to be on the same page.
yeah,
So, power is in numbers. So I feel like we all need to be on the same page. Not one doing something and the other person doing something. We need to fight for the same thing and fight at the same time and not in different, you know?
Yeah.
I just,
No, I know what you're saying. Strength in numbers, basically.
yeah.
So how I feel about it is that, like, I understand peaceful protesting has been used throughout history, but I think there's a lot of examples where it doesn't work. So I was running through them yesterday in my head. So you remember 1963, the Birmingham, was it a march? MLK and a bunch of like college students in high school. You remember they had attack dogs sicked on them, water hoses sprayed on them.
And it was peaceful.
Yes, it was just a walk. They were just walking. And so there's that. That's how they respond to peaceful protests to me. I feel like they would complain about anything we do. So Kaepernick, he kneeled, just got on one knee, and they demonized him, said he hated the military, hated America. So I feel like no matter how we protest, they would find some issue with it. But I think the idea of maybe, I don't know how I feel about looting so much, but I don't mind like, I was gonna curse. I don't mind messing some stuff up, like burning buildings, or I'm talking like cop buildings though, like police stations, courthouses, and stuff like that. I feel like if it's targeted destruction, like I feel like that makes like a symbolic statement when they see the cop building on fire or a cop car on fire or something like that. Like basically, it's like we're done taking this. Like we're gonna fight back. Like if you were getting bullied in school, you can't just sit there and keep being the victim. You have to fight back, or they're just gonna keep bullying you. So I feel like rioting, while it does get out of hand sometimes, because I've seen some videos where people are just they're bugging out. Like
I feel like some people they're just doing it just to be violent, like just to have an excuse to be violent. And they're forgetting the message.
Yeah, that's true.
And I feel like if we're gonna do that, don't forget the message.
Yeah. Did you see that video where it was like a store owner or something like that? He came outside to protect his store and they like jumped him or something like that.
Yes.
I feel like that's probably a little too far. Like I feel like they probably could have left him alone. Like I just feel like it should be more targeted. Like if you're gonna destroy shit, it should be like, oh damn, I was trying not to cuss. If you're gonna destroy stuff, it should be like a police station or the cars or a courthouse or something like that. Just something super symbolic, or rip down statues maybe. Like there's a lot of racist statues up. You know about that, right? Like just all around the country. Bunch of different racist statues of people who had slaves and stuff like that. Like I feel like if you just target, if it's like targeted chaos, I feel like that makes more of an impact than just like random spread out, like hitting up the mall or a gas station or something like that. Like I don't understand that. But
and that's the thing, splitting up, we have to stay together, stick together. But I don't know, I just feel like it's just
before we move off of the peaceful protest versus rioting thing, I wrote down some stuff earlier that I wanted to point out. So MLK is obviously the symbol of like non-violence movements and stuff, and the response to any of his protests would be to jail him, to beat him, or he ended up getting assassinated, so that pretty much that lets you know how they feel about peaceful protesting. And then I also wrote down there were peaceful protesters a couple of days ago in front of the White House, and Trump had them pepper sprayed and shot with rubber bullets so he could walk to the church and do that picture with the Bible. So for me, I feel like the idea that if we peacefully protest, some stuff's gonna get done is just not accurate at all. You can just go through history and look at so many different examples. The only way to get stuff accomplished to me is like, I was about to cuss again. Damn, this is difficult.
And you just sometimes it just has to come out, you know?
Yeah. Only way to get some stuff done is to mess some stuff up, basically. Yeah. So, like, this country was built on nothing but bloodshed or trauma of different races. So there's obviously the American Revolution, where they had to fight to get freedom from the British or whatever. There's also what else is there? There's the American Indian Wars, where settlers came here and just tried to take stuff over. And what else was there? There was
We stole stole land from the Native Americans.
I don't even like saying we because we weren't even the ones.
Yeah, because I didn't steal anything. I
Yeah,
didn't steal
like
anything. They
yeah,
say they
yeah,
stole land from the Native Americans. So the violence started with them.
yeah.
They started the violence, and now that the role is switched,
Yeah,
it's they're crying and they can't take it, but
yeah,
yet we took it.
yeah. For
But
years.
now we flipped it back, and now it's like it's a big deal.
Yeah. So like all I'm saying is like their whole history like is nothing but like trauma and pillaging and just hurting and just so much pain for America to reach this greatness. They had to just shit on a bunch of people. I'm cursing. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I tried to censor it, but I can't do it. They just had to shit on a bunch of people to reach their greatness, like to reach their pinnacle. Like there's a Trail of Tears. You heard about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just like the forced relocation of Indians to like, I think it was like Oklahoma or stuff like that. There's also when they put Japanese in concentration camps during World War, what was that? Was that one? I think one of those. But yeah, it's just constantly like them taking advantage of different races. And as soon as we decide to step back up, it's like, oh, be peaceful. Guys, calm down, relax. I just don't agree with that.
Because it's like they're basically elevating off of people's downfalls. That's basically all they've been doing, just getting high off people's lows. And it's just, like we got to find that balance. And I think that this year, that's going on right now, I think that I hope that there's going to be a balance.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I feel like I was talking earlier, and I was saying how, racism is not going to go away. We know it because of the fact that it existed in the first place.
Yeah.
It's not going to go away. Because you have people who hold on to old beliefs, especially the elderly. They're going to hold on to old beliefs. So it's like racism is not going to go away. It's not going to completely disappear. But I feel like it's going to slowly, I don't know how to describe it, but it's going to slowly just, I don't know, diverge. And it's not going to completely disappear though. So I feel like, I don't know,
So let me hit you with this theory I saw in this book I read. The one I think I sent you pictures of it, but the one where they were stepping on the American flag in Air Force Ones, that book. You should read that book, actually. I should give that to you.
What was that called again?
Damn, I forgot. I think it's in my phone, but
you sent me a picture.
Yeah,
that was for your book club, right?
Yeah, for the No Name Book Club thing.
Yeah.
But in the book, they mentioned I think their solution was damn, was that this book? Okay, whatever. The solution I heard from somewhere was that we should like, I don't know how this would happen. It may be kind of radical, but it's like we should all somehow find some way to migrate back to Africa. That's what the solution was in the book.
I've heard that too, and not inside of a book, but I've heard that too. They say that the best is for us to go back to Africa because that's best where we like. And also so we can know our roots and where we came from because we are kings and queens. We come from kings and queens, and I believe it.
Oh, I've watched documentaries about it for sure.
I believe it. So I feel like, yes, the best thing, but everybody's not going to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
But
I just feel like, because the idea was that it's so ingrained here in just everything being American is being like intolerant of Black people. I feel like that's what being American is. It's like
of African American culture. They switched our they took so much things out of our culture and basically just what am I trying to say?
You're trying to say that they like vulture our culture, but when time comes for them to like step up and like really help us out, people hide. Like, so like they're quick to take our dances or our music, and then when a Black person gets killed or something, they're like silent and stuff, but like that. So I think that's what you're trying to say.
And basically, like they take like they I've heard about this before, but they they like took things out of our culture and made it their own. That's what I'm saying. They took things from our culture and made it their own.
Yeah.
And they're trying to keep us away from our true culture.
Yeah.
So that to keep us with the American culture.
Yeah. That's true.
It's like.
So I also wrote down, did you want to move to like the next topic or keep going on the rioting versus protesting?
What you have another, you want to move on?
No, we can keep going. I was just writing down like, I think I mentioned this already. I think I mentioned everything that I wrote down. Oh, I wrote down that in 1968, did you hear about, well, you should, I think you already know about this, the MLK assassination riots after he got killed and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that was like the greatest period of, what was it, social unrest since the Civil War? And that resulted in like the 1968 Civil Rights Act and stuff like that. So you see how like fucking some shit up results in like, I'm not saying every time, but that's a perfect example of fucking some shit up, terrible riots and shit like that. And then bam, we ended up with this Civil Rights Act.
I have to say that sometimes, like you said, effing stuff up speaks louder.
Yeah.
It speaks louder. It's like, because with the peaceful protests are easier to ignore.
Yeah.
You know, but it's hard to ignore when people are out here tearing stuff up. You see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't ignore it because they're doing it, and now you got to clean it up.
Yeah.
And if you tired of cleaning it up, then you ought to be change these laws, because that's how I feel. I feel the people gonna keep messing stuff up, and if you're tired of cleaning it up, we tired of being violent. But if you're tired of cleaning it up, then you ought to change. Then you ought to know what to do.
Let me give you another theory I was watching the other day. This guy said that if an officer kills an unarmed black man, especially if it's caught on video like that, it should be considered automatically like a hate crime.
Mm-hmm.
You agree with that?
If an officer
kills an unarmed
man
or a black person in general, or a person, matter of fact, I think. Well, no, we're going with black person. An unarmed black person in general, it should be considered a hate crime immediately. Like.
Well, with that, it depends on the circumstances that lead up to that killing. If he killed him out of cold blood for no reason, then okay. But that should be more than a hate crime. You don't just kill somebody for no reason. That is considered more than a hate crime. But an officer killing an unarmed black man, you have to know why he killed it. Sometimes, sometimes.
But see, I think so maybe he was just saying it as like it should be added on to charges along with murder and stuff like that. I gotta go back and watch the video so I don't.
It could be added, but a hate crime itself, no, because they deserve to be charged with more than that. But yeah, definitely. Because
my bad. He was saying Amy Cooper. Remember Amy Cooper, the one who tried to say that dude who was bird watching was trying to kill her? You remember that story? The white lady, they call Karen now, in the park. The dude was bird watching, and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna call the police and be like an African American man trying to threaten my life," and she was using all the codes.
I feel like I did.
All he did was ask her to leash her dog, basically, and she flipped out. But the point was that anytime there's like a false like call or something like that, he was saying that should be a hate crime. I think that makes more sense than like If
they're doing it on purpose, then But sometimes you do have false calls where you think that you know what's going on, but you don't. So it's kind of hard to that type of stuff. It's kind of hard to just, I don't know. It's kind of hard to figure out how to
associate them, like
how to go about. Yeah. It's like, but I mean, I don't know. But I feel like police. I feel like I'm gonna say this because I wrote this down and I really had to say this. I feel like, I said at the end of the day, we can't control someone's actions.
Yeah.
If a cop wants to go out here and continue to perform how they perform, then we cannot stop them.
Yeah.
But what we can do is, what we can control is how we react to what they do, holding them accountable.
Yeah.
Holding them accountable.
Like not just like a lot of
It's
cops don't even get indicted, is what you're saying?
it's just like some cops they get away with it. So it's like
Yeah.
we can't control their actions, because at the end of the day, if you want to go out here, if I want to go out here, or anybody want to go out here and hurt somebody, then we're gonna hurt. We're
Yeah.
gonna do what we do. You cannot control someone's action. If somebody wants to go out here and be racist, they're gonna be racist. But what we can control is how we react to what they do.
Yeah.
We can, and it's just like I said, a cop, even after all this is going on, they still are going to perform how they want to perform, how they want to do their job. They're going to still do their job how they want to do their job. But it's on what we can control is how we react, holding them accountable, and the steps taken to holding them accountable.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's more so about the reaction rather than the action that holds more weight, and that makes a difference.
So I think we both agree there should definitely be harsher penalties than firing and losing your pension. So it should be treated like any regular street crime, like someone that was murder that happened to George Floyd. Like,
right. So and when we first found out that they were fired, we were like, okay, that's it. Like, ooh, you get fired, but like he's dead. He's not getting his life back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, I don't know. I just feel like when it comes to police, and I get it, but it's like when it comes to charging police, it's like such a big deal. But like when it comes to charging a black man, it's like lock him away. Like you got them out here being charged for no reason.
Yeah. Like when I see videos like that, it does. So I was going to ask you, how does it make you feel? So for me personally, like when I see videos like that, it does make it seem like the cop's life is more valuable than a black life. Number one. Number two, it makes me feel like you just feel like maybe, I don't know, it's like this sense of being exposed or unprotected. Like, because I feel like, what was his name? Botham Jean. He died in his apartment. He died while watching a football game. They broke in. He got murdered while watching a football game. They broke in and killed him. Mm-hmm. Breonna Taylor was in her house. He got murdered. It's like, I feel like there's nothing we can do where we're just safe here. Like Ahmaud Arbery was just jogging. So there's definitely this fear of like when is it gonna happen to me, basically. Yeah,
it's like we can't even walk around. We gotta, everywhere we walk, we gotta be on our P's and Q's. Like it's like we have to cross our T's and dot our I's. Like you have to be on guard, look both ways, like to make sure that you're gonna be okay. And that's not how it should be. We should not have to walk around. We should be able to walk around free, feeling like we are okay, but we can't. Like that's not okay.
Yeah, like I've had conversations before years back about the difference between like me, or I don't have many white friends right now, but I did have a couple white friends in high school. But we would have conversations and I'd be like, so you guys don't get nervous when a cop pulls up next to you in your car? I'm like, I turn down music, I roll up windows, like
everything.
Like I get my hands, like I put both hands on the wheel, like I straighten up. I'm like, damn, like.
And you shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah. But
it's sad that we have to do that.
It's like every black person gets super uncomfortable when a cop pulls up next to them. Like it's just like part of growing up black, I feel like, or just being black.
It's just like as soon as you see a cop, you just like, I wonder how this is gonna play out, you know?
Like and now, sorry, I cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I was like, now, like I keep my phone like on the phone, damn, I forgot what it's called, whatever the option is. I keep it ready in case I get pulled over so I can FaceTime someone. Like I told my one homeboy, I was like, if I get pulled over, I'm just gonna hit you with FaceTime real quick. Don't, I'm not gonna be saying anything. I just want you to listen when I'm talking to.
So what's that setting so we can tell other people?
Yeah, like in case something happens, like basically. Oh wait, no. Oh, it's just It's just my regular phone. I just click phone, but I have his number like already. Like before I get in the car, I have his number pulled up just in case. Like so I can just hit.
Right.
So I can just hit call, bam, as soon as I get pulled over. Like, you feel
Right.
me?
That's smart.
Just in case something happens, I want like somebody to be there, like listening to
Yeah.
it, so they can tell my story.
It's like it's sad. It's sad that you have to do that. Like it's sad that you know. It's just sad that you have to do that. So, Michael, I'll ask this to you. I'm gonna say that. When was the last time that you felt uncomfortable being around a police officer or should I say a white person or
You
no?
can say it, forget it. Yeah, I mean,
Or
they
just
should.
yeah.
Yeah, like
When was the last time you felt uncomfortable being around a white person or a police officer?
um, I guess I'll go with police officer. Probably just the other day when I was coming back from, well, just actually yesterday when the curfew stuff was set. I was driving back home. There was a cop. He was like either next to me or he was somewhere. Maybe he was in the parking lot. He was somewhere close to me, and I remember seeing him and getting uncomfortable, basically, and getting nervous. I'm always like that though with driving. Like I'm always like aware where they are and like
Mm,
just in case. I just be ready in case something happens. Like I go to my car already with a plan, like some shit might happen, basically. Like which is crazy because I guarantee you, white people don't go into their car ready to like live or die, basically. Like they just get in
mm-hmm.
their car and go
Just get
wherever
in the
they're going.
car,
Like
turn the car, and just go. Like,
yeah, like driving is not just a safe experience for us anymore. Like you have to be ready, like in case something happens.
mm-hmm.
So, what about
When's the
you?
last time you felt discriminated against? Like you actually felt, you know, like
Damn.
someone was being racist towards you or prejudiced?
Um, shit. That's a good question.
I mean, or you may not have
There's subtle racist things that always happen. Like
like
so,
looks.
like looks number one. Like if you go, especially with the fact that I'm trying to do this dread thing. So if I go out
Mm-hmm.
without this wave cap or hat on, I feel like that just draws attention, especially since I'm a little bit taller than normal.
Mm-hmm.
Or like this lady the other day at work, I don't think she meant anything by it, but it's just the way she says things sometimes. So she so I walked in to relieve her or whatever, and she was like, "Oh, you're kind of tall. You play basketball?" I was like, no.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that that's the first thing she jumped to, I always like pay attention to little subtle shit like that. Some people might be like, that's nothing, but I feel like that just, to me, that's always like something subliminal people do. They can't hide that little subtle racism that they have inside of them. Maybe it's not
Mm-hmm.
racism, but maybe it's
It's a
just like,
stereotype.
yeah, a stereotype, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, yeah, basically. I don't remember the last time I had blatant though like racism. Like, what about you?
Um, I'll say, you asking me the racism or like uncomfortable?
Go with both.
Okay, I'll say uncomfortable. Well, as you already know, I played sports in high school, and um, on my volleyball team, I'm always, it's like I've always been like the only black person, and that's kind of what makes me feel uncomfortable because it's like in my classes, sometimes I'm only black person,
Yeah,
and but on the volleyball team, I just felt left out
yeah,
because I was the only black person. Um, and with that, with the team, like they choose favorites of who they want to be on the team and stuff like that.
yeah,
So there was so I knew some girls that deserved to be on the team, but they didn't get to be on the team because they chose other people,
yeah.
and they
So
chose their favorites. So it's like that type of stuff. But I see people. I see the way I'm very observant, so I observe everything. I've worked everywhere, and as a cashier, I've seen a lot. So it's like I've seen the racism there, and it's like you have people come up to your line, and you'll speak. You'll go out of your. Of course, I have to speak anyway because But I say hello, how are you? And they don't even open their mouth. I know you're not deaf because I know the there are some deaf people that come in here, but they use their sign language, or they tell me that they're deaf. But I know you hear me, and for the simple fact that you can't even open your mouth to say hello, like it's 2 seconds to say hi. Like it doesn't take any, like it doesn't. I just don't get it, and that was always my problem. Like I'm saying hi to you, and you go act like you don't hear me. Okay, so it's like stuff like that. Job, like it's just it's the little things that actually go a long way, in that it's just like if I come out of my way to say hi to you, you should be able to return the favor, but it doesn't, I'm not going to let that affect me and affect my job. I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to say hi to the next person, because I know there are people who are going to say hi to me back. So it's like I'm not going to let one person affect me, but at the end of the day, in a way, we say that we're not going to let it affect us, but it does affect us, because why are you acting like that when I didn't act like that towards you, It's like a lot of people, I've seen a lot.
Okay, I think I got an experience, by the way. So when this was like a couple years ago, I went to there was some mall in Maryland we went to, and I went with this girl, and I went with her into Victoria's Secrets, and I literally felt like we were being followed. I think we definitely were being followed. She was black, and I was black, obviously.
I got no stores. Okay.
Okay, and so we're walking around the store, and she's doing what she do, and I'm just with her, and I definitely see the manager, like, I don't know if it's a manager or not, or just a worker, like, looking at us. I'm looking at him, look at us. Like, I felt, you can feel the energy in the room. Like, so I definitely think we were being followed. That's probably the one experience where I've had where it was pretty blatant like that. I don't know if I've ever had really just straight blatant though. But you tell me.
And I want to say the same thing. I was younger though, but I remember it. I don't know how old I was, but I was in a store with my uncle and I think my 2 cousins, and it was kind of like a jewelry store / like a girly store or whatever. And we didn't see it, but my uncle saw it. He saw the person who was working there just eyeing us everywhere we would go. We would go over here, she'd be looking, or she'll be like, just keep watching us while there's other people in the store. And he said something to her, and I can't remember what exactly he said, but it's like he said something about why are you following us or watching us, and then he decided we're not buying anything from the store, and he said we're leaving.
Oh,
and it's that type of stuff that messes you up. It messes them up when they do that, because there goes their business. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and it's like, it's sad because they think that, because one person did something, they think that we all do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with today, like with these cops. One bad cop did something, so now we think that all the cops are bad. But yet we walk around here and y'all think all black people are bad, but when we think all cops are bad, it's a different story, but it's the same thing.
So what's funny is the idea that when police brutality happens, the first thing people will bring up is black on black crime, and they're always like, how are you guys going to be mad at the police for doing what you do to yourselves? First of all, that never makes sense. Number one, that's just like a deterrent that they just throw out anytime we bring up police brutality, because these are two different subjects. Number one, and number two, people kill who they're near. Like, so black on black crime low key is a myth, because of course there's black on black crime, because a lot of black people are living next to each other and around each other. Just like there's gonna be white on white crime, or if you go to Koreatown, there's gonna be some Koreans killing some Koreans. Like, I just feel like a lot of black people live near each other. That's why black on black crime is high.
Right.
But yeah. So back to what you were saying about your uncle in the store. That to me is an example of like some people say white privilege is a myth. Like, well, white people say that white privilege is a myth. To me, that's an example of white privilege. Like, they never have to worry about going to a store and being followed. Like,
I agree.
Like, that's an example of white privilege. Like,
they have the luxury of just, no one looks at them as if they're bad people. They just automatically assume that they're doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying?
Like, so, like, there's this thing I was watching Blackish the other day, and there was an episode about black names. He wanted to name his kid Devontae, and they were against it at first because you know how it's automatically assumed that you're like ghetto or ratchet based on your black name, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's also another example of just little things we have to go through that white people
Mm-hmm.
have to go through. Like this is all examples of your white privilege in this country, and if you don't recognize that, then I feel like you really need to take some time to look at yourself and figure
Mm-hmm.
that out. Like, but
I agree, because they can assume who you are based on your name. You know,
yeah,
it's just they assume they already know you and they haven't even seen you.
yeah,
You know, so it's just like, and that's stuff that we've been dealing with for a long time, and it's sad, and it's time for it to change.
yeah.
But I feel like no matter what, with these violent protests, I'm going back to protests, with
Oh
these
yeah, yeah.
violent
Go ahead.
protests or just the peaceful protests, no matter what, we could do it every day, 24/7, but nothing's going to change unless these laws change.
Yeah,
Nothing's going to change unless the people in power change, because
yeah.
clearly they're in power and they're not the right people who should be in power. We need leadership. There's no leadership.
There needs
You
to
know
be
what
a
I'm saying?
more unifying like leader. Like he's so like toxic. This nigga. I mean, this dude. He's so toxic.
And it's just like, even with these protests, you know, we're out here protesting, but who is leading it? Nobody's leading it. There's no
right.
leadership. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Who are we who are we following? Who are we looking up to for us to do the right thing? You know, it's
Like a MLK.
we're not looking up to anybody. That's
Yeah.
why it's just like, it's good, but it's like we need to be more organized. You know what I'm saying?
That's basically what I was saying. Yeah.
It's just like we need to be more organized. We need to be more together, because it's kind of like we're all doing different things. Like I said, some people are being violent, some people are being peaceful. But if we all do the same thing, I bet you it will make a bigger difference. So it's like we really do need leadership, and we need the right people to lead. We need positive people to lead. But it's like,
That's basically getting right back to what I was saying, like with the organization. Like I feel like if you're gonna fuck, damn man. Okay, look, I'm just gonna cuss, yo. I'm sorry. If you're gonna fuck some shit up, there needs to be a more like focus, like rioting, basically. Like you need to hit up places that I feel like either affects pockets more, like maybe bigger corporations or something. Like I just feel like there should be more organization with it, like you said.
yeah,
I don't like the random like go mess up this black-owned store or something
go
like that.
here, go there.
Like,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Go one place. And,
yeah.
you know,
Like there should just be targeting. Like we should have targets. Like go burn down this building. Go burn down this building. I don't know.
yeah, make noise.
Yeah,
But
I'm with the
like,
making noise though.
huh?
I'm with the making noise.
Oh
Like,
yeah. But it's just like, you know, we need leadership, and there's just no leadership, and it's just like, how do we know who's the right leader? You don't, you know? So it's
yeah.
like, I don't know.
So I
You
feel
know,
like
something's got to give.
I also wrote down. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. Do you have a suggestion on how to improve race relations in America?
Good question. That's a really good question.
Yeah.
Do I have a suggestion on how to improve race relations in America?
Yeah.
So I feel like I've answered this question plenty of times in my courses, but
I figured you'd be the person to ask for that reason.
yeah, I've answered this plenty of times. So do I have a suggestion on how to improve race relations? I feel like it starts with one thing, and that's love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know why I don't understand why it's so hard. Like, it's easy for me to say, because like, you know, I don't know why it's so hard, but why it's so hard to love one another. You know,
Yeah.
if we loved one another, it'd be so much different. It'd be so much better. But it's like, there's so much hate and
Yeah.
hatred for what? Where does that get you, you know? So I feel like it starts with that. It starts with the one word, love. And race relations, when it comes to improving race relations, it's like,
It's difficult because it's ingrained in the
difficult.
culture. Like I really don't know how I feel like to improve it, number one has to start from the top with Trump. Like he has, like we have to get focused on voting him out. I feel like this November, like I always hate the idea of just voting strictly for a party, like because I don't be trusting none of them, to be honest with you, not
Right.
Democrats or Republicans. But
So it's kind of like, and it's like when we vote in, like I feel like I get why a lot of people don't vote because they don't know who they're voting for. And
yeah,
they don't like who they're voting for. So they're not gonna just go out here and vote for anybody, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So I get that.
yeah,
But it's just like improving race relations, I feel like you said, yes, it starts at the top. It definitely starts at the top because everything comes from the top, you know?
yeah,
And it's just like, I don't know, to improve it, it just, I feel like it's improving slowly now because I see everybody coming together.
yeah,
But it's like we gotta have more community-based things, like actually do stuff together. Stop saying you're gonna do stuff and do it. You know,
yeah,
we have these leaders, but you know, and there are black leaders too, but you can't always trust black leaders either. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So
That's
it's
true.
like, I just feel like we actually need to do more action and less talking
I,
because,
I
huh?
know what you're saying. So, a lot of people are quick to throw up a hashtag, but not actually
Yeah.
go out and like either protest or
Hmm.
go, I don't know, be or make yourself aware. Sometimes if you can't even protest, just being aware of like what's going on is
Yeah.
powerful too. Like not just being caught up in your own, especially white people. Don't be caught up in your own little white circle. Like I know
Yeah.
you don't grow up around, like some people don't grow up around black people, so they don't really understand the black experience. But
Right.
you should, that should be your like duty to get to understand what we're saying when we
Yes.
explain. Like we're not just making up the stuff we're saying. This has been put in music for years, from
Hmm.
fight the power to fuck the police to
Yes. Try to
like
understand the move. Try to understand the movement. Try to understand the message. Try to understand what we're fighting for. You know, it's just like don't just sit down and just watch and sit back because at that same moment you can be helping to make a difference. You know what I'm saying? So it's
yeah,
just like some people, but you know, there's still, it's always going to be some people who are not going to care because it does not directly affect them.
yeah,
But at the same time, it indirectly affects you. It affects you regardless
yeah,
because, you know, we need each other no matter how we say it, how we put it. We all need each other.
yeah.
I need you, you need me, I need him, I need her, she need me, she need me. Like, we all need each other. So it's like,
Like we're probably not gonna get what we want done just on the strength of us alone. You kind of need some
yeah,
help from, because there's so many white people compared to how many of us there are. We kind of need
yes,
the white assistance a little bit with what we're
we
trying to
are.
accomplish.
Like
Like
these people in power, like you're in power, meaning, you know, people in power, you can't even look up to the people in power. You know, we need somebody to look up to, you
yeah,
know? It's just like I don't get why we can't be. I just don't get it. You know, I don't know.
like
It's
why we can't
it's so
just
hard
get
for me to
along.
understand, but huh?
Why we can't just get along? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, like what? No, like seriously, like why? What is the difference? Like what makes me different from you? Like what makes you better than me? You know what I'm saying? It's just like
I think it's just the whole. It's just the way the whole system has been established. Like so, the whole idea of race in general, like it's just. I feel like it's so hard to like shake, like to just shake it because it's so ingrained in just American culture. The
it
idea that
is.
there's so much history behind different races, and it's just so hard to like. I don't know why people can't just be happy. That would be a utopian lifestyle, I guess, if people could just get along. But it's just like, unfortunately, there's always gonna be
That's just
that
how it
bad
is.
apple, or yeah, like it's
Hmm.
just unfortunately it's just not gonna happen. Like
Yeah, and I just feel like I don't know. I don't know. I keep saying I don't know. I don't get it. You know, it's
yeah,
just it's hard to. I don't know. I just lost my train of thought
yeah, you're good, you're good.
because I'm trying to. I don't even
Um,
know.
we can
This
switch
messed me up.
to we can switch to like um dang, I ran out of questions low key. I only had two.
I didn't write down any questions for today, but I did ask questions off the fly. But
Yeah.
it's just I don't know.
Um
Okay. I was gonna say that, and I don't mean to bring up the past, but sometimes you got to. So I'm
oh
just going. I just it just hurts me to this day that the fact that slavery was rendered constitutional. It was a law. Like
yeah,
to
yeah.
dehumanize somebody was a law.
The whole thing, literally, like the whole it's insane if we really dive into like like the idea of slavery, because it's so insane that you went to a different country and just stole people and brought them over here and forced them to do your bidding, like, and you were raping women and
and that was normalized, and people was okay with that. Like that was okay for them to do that. Like
that's insane. Like I don't know how that was. How do like humans get to that point? Like that's why humans are trash, low key. Like how do you get to a point where something like that is ever okay? Like
yes, like I don't get it. And it's just like it was constitutional, literally. Like
yeah,
I don't get it. And it's just like, and now we're in today's time, and it's just like
slavery's gone.
we still have it, modern day slavery.
Yeah, prison.
The prison.
Yeah. Do you want to get into that?
I mean, we could talk all night.
I mean,
it's gonna be a 3-hour special.
You've been there more than me.
Oh, not like that, y'all. Not like that. You talk about like.
Yeah, I know. I was just gonna let it hang.
I'm talking to them. Who's gonna be watching?
I was just gonna let that hang out there too, and let them figure it out. Like, damn, she been to jail multiple times. Like, she a real one.
But we can get into that if you want to. I mean, because
that's
that got to change too. The prison system got to change. The criminal justice system got to change too. And I feel like this using these protests can be a platform to try to fix the criminal justice system too.
I mean, I feel like this whole episode should just be about the Black experience. So yeah, let's get into it. So what's your biggest complaint about the prison system?
My biggest complaint about the prison system, let's see, it's designed to keep Black people in. It's a cycle. You know, it's like once they leave, they're on probation. The prison system, I'm gonna say this, is used to control people. You know? And I wrote like a whole paper, like a whole bunch of papers on this. But it's just like, I just feel it's used as a control mechanism. And I just feel like prison is basically a profitable business.
Yeah. So
that's how I feel.
Do you have that paper you wrote?
Not on me.
Okay.
Let me get it.
You don't have to. I was just gonna see if you could like highlight some main points or something like that.
Print it off or not, but I do want to talk about the experience I had when I took the class in the prison. It was just a very eye-opening experience, and I just have to say, they try to use prison to destroy the people, but let me tell you, they learn a lot in prison, and I've learned a lot. I have a friend in prison, and I learned a lot from him, and he taught me a lot. And the people, we don't call them inmates, we call them inside students. So it was inside and outside students. The class is called Inside Out, but we call them inside students, and they are very smart, very wise. And I've learned a lot from them. And they just, we learn in that class that we can teach each other stuff. Not just, we all can learn from each other. And that was the great point about it, because we all definitely did learn from each other. And they're just very smart. They know a lot. And I feel like,
So what was your, did you have a big complaint, like a big complaint about prison? Like, what was your main, well, I'll let you find your paper.
I'll say about that prison itself, that's one thing I do want to fix. I don't know how to go about fixing, but the one complaint that I had within that prison was the air. The air was not clean. Every time I went in there, the class is from 6 to 9 to 3 hours. Every time I left there, I had a headache. And I never could figure out why. I always had a headache every time I left. So I never said anything. But then I finally said something to one of the students. And I told her, I said, I have a headache. And it's like every time I leave here. And she said, it's because the air is not fresh, She said, it's their air. And I'm just like, we're only in here for 3 hours, but they live in here 24/7 for however long their sentence is. So it's like, I really want to fix that, but I don't know how to go about fixing that.
I really wouldn't know either. Yeah. I think the only way to I don't know how you would fix it, honestly. I don't even know, honestly, like how you would fix that, like other than protesting maybe and seeing if somebody could change laws or something about prison. I really don't know.
It's so much. There's already so much that needs to be fixed.
Yeah. So
It's
I'm gonna
like,
let you find that paper, and then I'm gonna give mine real quick.
oh, you got papers too?
No, I just got a complaint about prison. Not that
Oh, go ahead.
So I think my biggest complaint probably is the idea that it's supposed to be about rehabilitation, but there's a very high. I mean, I haven't looked at statistics. I just like know this stuff just for some
Mm,
reason. I know this, but there's like a very high recidivism rate.
very hard.
So it's like the idea of prison is supposed to be to rehabilitate people. That's supposed to
Mm-hmm.
be the purpose. But then you get in there and it's just people are forced to make license plates or whatever to survive. And it just becomes like people being there just trying to survive, not actually trying to improve or learn from whatever crime they commit to get in
Mm-hmm.
there. And then obviously
Because
not.
in prison you have to deal with people coming at you, like
Yeah,
you have to deal with other prisoners being jealous, other
yeah,
people, there's crimes that happen within the prison. You have to deal with, you really literally have, like you said, you literally have to survive in prison. Like,
yeah,
you're trying to do so good, you can be doing so good, and then somebody gets you, and then it's just,
yeah,
they literally have to move around. They always have to be on guard
yeah.
because anything can happen to them, even when
So,
they're sleeping.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
and sometimes, and my friend said, he was in solitary confinement for a while for, an incident. And he said that, I think he's getting ready to get out. He was in there for like 3 months. I don't know. But, he said he felt better off in solitary confinement because he wouldn't be in trouble, He doesn't
yeah,
have to worry about getting in trouble from other people.
yeah,
So it's kind of like trouble finds you in the prison.
yeah. That's true. And it's I also hate how like have you heard the Khalif brother story? Have
Yes.
you've watched that? There's a documentary on Netflix about it. Like I just
I
hate
didn't watch
how
that definitely.
oh you didn't watch it?
Not the
Um
documentary.
so basically it's just he was damn, was he 16 when he went in? I can't remember right now, but he was either 16 when he
He
went
was
in.
young.
He went in for stealing a backpack. Now
Mm,
he should have been like he was there for like 3 years for stealing a backpack just purely because I think one he didn't have enough money for bail, and the bail was only like I think it was only like $500 or something like that, something crazy. But
mm.
that's a lot for someone struggling. Like so, he was in there for like 3 years, and it was just hell. Like they have videos of him getting beat by COs. He was in solitary confinement. You said your friend was in there for 3 months, right?
Yeah, I want to say for about 3 months. Yeah,
I'm
I
pretty
think. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Khalif was in there for I don't know if it was minimum a year he was in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like so he went and like he started like losing his he started going crazy, honestly. Like he
Mm-hmm.
started um like just losing touch, I think probably with like reality and stuff like that, because obviously being in isolation that long, like you
Mm-hmm.
forget what it's like to
I
communicate.
wrote a paper on solitary confinement too, and I do not believe in. So that's another story. That's a
Yeah.
whole other story because I could talk a lot on solitary confinement too. But go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
No, I was saying just the fact that that happens so often, like to
Mm-hmm.
our young black youth, especially in New York, because that Rikers Island, man, there's a lot of them just be there strictly because they can't pay their
Bond.
bond, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like which is the craziest shit. Like I don't know, and then they're like they keep pushing back court dates. It's just such a messed up system, honestly. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to say. You can go.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's just like and one of I think my problems of corrections course, we learned about that. Like, if you can't pay your bond, it's like if you don't have money, like I said, it's to keep, with this, it's like to keep the rich rich and the poor poor.
Yeah,
With the whole America is to keep the rich rich and the poor poor. And when it comes to like the prison system, if you have money, you walk. You know what I'm saying? Money walks and money talks. So it's like, if you can't pay your bond, then you're in trouble.
yeah.
And it's just like, it's
To me,
sad.
the prison system is like a consequence of just capitalism in general. So like
Mm-hmm.
the whole idea of a capitalistic society is to prey on is like basically what you said. The rich get richer, and the poor just keep getting poorer. Basically, I feel like that's the whole idea of a capitalistic society, and I feel like that's where, and then prison is just like a consequence of it, just an effect of it. Like, so it's like $1 billion business, right? Like prison
business. Yes, it is. It's just
yeah.
a profitable business.
And
That's
America,
it.
you know how
We
they are
know
with
it.
money. You know how they are with money. That's everything. That's number one over everything. That's why
America's a
they're letting.
corporation.
Exactly. That's why they're making us. That's why they're telling us that it's okay to go outside when it's not. Obviously, just because they're losing money. Like so, the only way to keep a business going is you need people coming in and out. And unfortunately, it's a high percentage of our people that they keep like getting in and out of there. Like it's just a whole corrupt business, honestly.
And I gotta say, and it really after I learned this, it really hurt my heart because we did a prison tour, and obviously, you know, I knew that the prison tour guide or whatever he was a correctional officer or whatever, he was being fake the whole time. You know that they're gonna show you what they want you to see and not the real live action. And after the tour, the inmates, the inside students, they told us that they only showed us what they want us to see. They didn't take us to the real parts. So I said, yeah, I understand that. But it was, I don't know if he asked, but yeah, he was like, how much do you think it costs to feed a prisoner a day? And he said $4.
$4. Wow. That's crazy.
What is that going to tell you? The food is trash.
Trash, yeah. Yeah, it's bad. I've watched videos about that.
And they said their food comes from like Aerotech or something like that. Or
oh, I know what that is.
Yeah, it's like a big
it's like a food I've seen it on these different job sites. What is it? It's like a food not shit. I don't know what it's called. Sorry.
Like a catering, not like a catering thing, but I don't know. I think he said something. I can't remember, but $4 a day.
Yeah, that's ass.
Like
for sure.
And it's just, I just wish that, you know, as a people, we can just teach each other and we could just show them that that's not the way, you know?
Yeah.
Show them that that's not the way. And for some, we can't, you know, you can't help it because it's with the circumstances that come with, you know,
environment you live in.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just get
like get it how you live.
Like I've told you a little bit about the stuff I've seen and grown up in. I just happen to also be not like I never got caught up in any of that. But sometimes people ain't as lucky. Like they just either have a family member who's caught up in it or like.
And I thank God that you here where you are. You know.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, I guess. But yeah, no, like some people just. You know, and I just wish we didn't have to get caught up in it, but it's just like, you know, it's not the way, and you know, it's designed to fail us. The system is not for us.
No,
they are against us, and it's just they don't want to see us win.
No, like.
But let me tell you something. Like those prisoners, once they get out of jail. They learn so much in prison that they can take what they learn and use it when they get out, you know? And a lot of them do, like they become motivational speakers and, you know, stuff like that. But I know my friend, her boyfriend, he's in jail. So it's like there's a lot of people in jail. But like he gave her like these, they're in my car too. I should really go grab them and put them in this. I should go grab them.
You should.
I'm about to go grab them because I want you to see them. So these, what do you think these are? Can you see it good? They're booties.
I was about to say, they look like booties.
What do you think they're made out of?
Is that aluminum foil? Damn, I don't know. Aluminum foil and what is that rope? I don't know what that string is. I don't know. What is it? What is it made
Can you see it really good?
Yeah, I can see it.
Potato chip bags.
Oh, for real? Are you serious? That
Yes.
was kind of clean though.
Like potato chip bags.
Wow. Wait, is she pregnant or something? Oh wait, that's probably not something you should say. Never mind.
No, it's a
Ignore that.
guy. A
Wait, he
guy in
made
prison. He made these.
for your friend, right?
No, yeah, my friend, her boyfriend bought them off of him
Oh, okay.
to send
Okay.
her, and I saw that she had some, and I was like, "Ooh, I want some." So he was like, "I'll send you some too," and he sent me these. And the
Okay.
guy he knows in there made these,
Yeah, they get
and it's
creative.
out of potato chip bags. So
Yeah,
it's like they learn so much in prison. Like they are very creative, and it's like they can take that and use it for good when they get out. Like they can really have their own business and stuff. So it's like we got to be smart with the way we move because you know
yeah,
this society is not meant for us to win. So it's
yeah,
like we have to move smart.
yeah.
But yeah, we this is George Floyd. So we're gonna just talk about him
Okay.
because he did not deserve to lose his life, and we're gonna say his name
Yeah,
forever.
yeah,
You know, and I just again I just want to say I feel bad that it took him losing his life for everyone to see that this is not okay.
yeah,
But it had to happen in this order. And I feel like everything happens in divine order.
yeah,
And I just feel like everything happens for a reason. I feel like this was meant to happen. And again, I'm sorry that he had to lose his life. And I'm sorry to his family, his loved ones, his friends. You know, it's just like I do want to talk about those officers too.
oh yeah, for sure. Like everybody is focusing on that one, and yeah, I think he should definitely get hit with that first degree murder charge. But
Yeah,
the other one should be charged too, right? Don't you think?
definitely. And I'm gonna say something about the first officer's charge. His first charge should not have even been third degree. It should
No,
have automatically been second. But
automatically.
he needs, yeah, like in his charge now, his second degree charge now is without intent. Come on now.
Oh wow, that's
Because
crazy.
I guess in Minnesota, I was watching the news and they said that their second degree is different from other states, I guess. Like they have a second degree felony assault and they have second degree intent and second degree felony assault. So basically he got the second degree felony assault. So like basically which means that the felony was intent. Felony as in the assault of putting his knee on his neck
Yeah,
was the intent. But
that that yeah, that's weird. That's
I don't
confusing.
know
Yeah, that's
because
confusing.
that was intent. We all know that you don't put your knee on someone's neck for
Yeah,
8-9 minutes,
yeah.
and you can't tell me that you did not intend to kill you when he told you he can't breathe, but yet you kept your knee on his neck. That's intent.
Especially since you hear him, he's saying he can't breathe. Like I didn't watch the video because I don't want to watch any more of that. But
Yeah,
I've read a transcript of the video, and he's
yeah, I
saying
did
he,
too. I didn't watch. I really did. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't watch it either.
yeah,
Like the whole, I watched. I did not watch the whole thing. I couldn't. You know,
yeah,
it's just I couldn't.
yeah. I didn't want to watch somebody die, basically. So, but I read the transcript, and he was saying he was literally saying he couldn't breathe. He was
Couldn't
calling
breathe.
for his mom, like that. You know how that's just you know how scared you have to be, like to call out for your mom when you're. I think his mom was dead. They said too. Like it's just like man, like that's traumatic.
He just knew he was gonna die.
Yeah,
He said it. Like he said, I'm gonna die. And it's like, what does it take? You know? He said he cannot breathe, but yet you still have your foot on his neck.
yeah,
That's intent. You meant to kill him. And the fact that you knew him,
yeah,
if you know somebody, he must not have liked him because if you knew that person, you would not have killed that person.
yeah,
You did not like him
yeah,
because you would not have killed him if you didn't like him. That's a fact.
yeah,
If you knew him, like they worked together or something. If you know, if I had a coworker and like, I like you, like I'm not why would you kill him?
yeah. It don't make sense. Yeah,
So that
like
was intent. And I feel like I don't know. I just feel like when it comes to police officers doing things, it's a whole different story. And it's like, it's slow. It takes a long time for them to get charged with anything, you know?
Yeah,
But
it
yet when it's
does.
another person, throw them away. So
Like
it's like,
just last year, the officer who killed Eric Garner, he just got fired like last year. That was like 5 years after the whole incident. Like that's how long it takes sometimes for them to finally get some sort of justice. Because it's really not justice. Honestly, if we're being real, justice would be a public killing of the officer the way he publicly killed him. If we're being real, if we want to hop to real justice, it would be
equal.
killing this man in front of in front of the whole world, like broadcasting his death live on television. That's low key justice. But we're never going to actually get that. So I guess we have to settle with, at this point, him going to jail for life. Hopefully, if he can get hit with the first degree. But you said they upped it to second degree?
They upped it to second degree. And I hope, and first degree, basically what first degree is, means that it's premeditated.
Yeah. Which
they can't prove it to be premeditated.
Yeah. Yeah, like I think if you have a good enough lawyer, they can find a way to argue it's premeditated. Though sometimes you just gotta have the right lawyer to like twist it a little bit. Like, but I don't know how the dude who represents their family, how good he is or not. But
because what they're saying is that they can't prove it premeditated because of the fact that he did not, when he was first called, when they were first called to the scene, they say premeditated is when you knew you're going to kill somebody.
Yeah.
But it's just like that's hard to justify. That's really hard to justify, and it's just I don't know, and it's just the fact that the cops were even called, and the $20 bill wasn't even fake.
Yeah, that's
come on
crazy.
now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That person looks dumb.
Yeah, and that always happens. Like
that
I feel like a lot of these stories, like
why y'all always like y'all? You don't know how. I know how to tell if a thing is fake or not.
Yeah. It's like you hold it up to a light or something like that.
Yeah, all you do is hold it up and you see, like you can see through the $20 bill. So it's like, come on now, y'all I'm just tired of like whoever the person was that called the cops is just like, you look really dumb.
Yeah.
Because now this is on you.
It's just like in this country, it's just we're automatically associated either with violence or some type of crime. Like they just automatically form that opinion. That's why a 12-year-old on a park with a toy gun can get killed, Samir Rice. That's why a kid walking to a store for Skittles and Ice-T can get killed, Trayvon Martin. And that's why, who else was it? There's I'm not going to name everyone, but there was also a young guy in, I think it was Oakland, Oscar Grant, the one they made, the Fruitville Station. Did you watch that movie?
Oh, yeah. No,
I didn't actually watch the movie.
I didn't watch Fruitville Station.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. That was with Michael B. Jordan, though, right?
Yeah, that was like his first. Like I feel like he blew up from that. But yeah, like it was about Oscar Grant. He was murdered by the police too, caught on video. Like, yeah, it's just like in this country we're automatically associated with, like we're just looked at automatically as like criminals or violence or. It's just always some negative stereotype attached. So that's why it's so easy for them if we walk into a fancy store to automatically keep their eye on us or stuff like that. That's like
as we were saying. We cannot have what they have.
Yeah.
As if we cannot be here like you are here.
Yeah.
And I feel like it starts with changing the perception of how you see African Americans.
Yeah.
We have to change the perception. It's like we're always portrayed in the media as negative, but we need to there needs to be portrayed the positive, It's always more negative than positive. And that's just how the media is. They feed off of negativity. They feed off of negativity. And it's just like when something positive happens, it's like being negative holds more weight than being positive, And that's not how it should be.
Like, do you think it's a coincidence that every time a black man gets murdered, they start finding like, do you pay attention to the pictures they'll use? Like when Trayvon was killed, they had pictures of him with the signs.
Making them look as if they did something to lead to their death.
Exactly. Or Botham Jean, when he was killed in his apartment, mind you, this chick breaks in his apartment, murders him. and they started talking about the fact that he had weed in his apartment. Like that makes any like what does that have to do with him being murdered? Like, and then just now with George Floyd, I read a headline earlier today that said he had a violent criminal history or something like that. I was
Yeah.
like, even if that was true, what does that have to do with the
What does it
fact
have
that
to do
you
with
like?
it? They try to use these things to justify their actions, and it's not okay. And it's just like, enough is enough. It's been too long.
Yeah.
It's been too long.
Yeah.
Like, he literally should not have to have lost his life. He literally said, "I can't breathe." And the fact that I don't remember who this person was, but they said, if you could say I can't breathe, you could breathe.
People are stupid. I'm sorry.
How do you sound?
Like, people are dumb.
Somebody go ahead. Somebody put their knee on his neck and see how he feel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, then you got people out here playing, like taking pictures of their knees on people's necks, on their friends' necks, and laughing about it.
For real? That's happening?
Yes, I seen it on Facebook.
Oh, see, yeah.
They were white.
Of course.
But they were laughing in the picture, as if it was a joke.
Okay.
But
then you see why. And then they want us to, like, they're laughing like it's a joke, and then they want us to peacefully go walk down the street with signs and then and expect us to just be chilling. Like, no, this is why we're fucking shit up, basically. Like, we have to. Like, that's how we get your attention. Like,
but it's sad that you have to get people's attention this way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to get people's attention by being violent. But if that's what gives people attention, then
that's just humans, unfortunately. Like humans thrive off that negative media too, but I mean, media are humans, so yeah, humans just thrive off the negative stuff. Positive stuff never makes the news story. It
just goes right out.
That's why, yeah, it's all about controversy, all that.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't know. I don't understand why people feed off of negativity. It's like they love it, and it's just, I don't get it.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
I don't. That's why I keep repeating myself. I just don't get it.
Yeah, no, you're bringing a reasonable person's mentality to an unreasonable situation. So it's like, obviously you shouldn't be racist. Like why is skin color so important to you? But that's a seasonable. I said seasonable. Is that the right word? Seasonable.
Reasonable.
Okay, whatever. That's a reasonable. Sensible. That's a sensible way of thinking. Yeah, like you shouldn't be racist. It's just skin color. But unfortunately, this is not a sensible situation. It makes no sense. You can't bring common sense to a situation with no common sense, unfortunately. So, yeah. So that's why I understand what you're saying, though. Like, it shouldn't be this. It should just be about loving each other. We're all human, all that. But unfortunately, that's just not the world we live in.
And it's like, and I like, I agree. It's just, I feel like, this is just how it has to happen.
Yeah.
This is just how it has to happen in order for something to be done about it. And I feel like this is the last straw. I feel like if something else happened, and I don't know, maybe nothing else. I don't know. I don't feel something else happening. I feel like these cops are going to be, I don't know.
You think like another killing or something like that?
No, I'm saying I don't think there will be another one.
But I mean, it just happened.
I'm gonna say, while everything is going on, there's still a cop out here killing somebody.
I was about to say, did you hear about what just happened?
What?
The dude just a couple of nights ago, David McAtee is his name. He was He was shot by cops and killed. This is just a couple of nights. No, I think it was in it might have been Philly. You might be right. Let me check. Oh, you can say what you were saying. I think I cut you off too. My bad.
No, I'm saying, what was I saying? While we're all doing this, there's a cop killing somebody in silence. There's a cop killing somebody where nobody's taking the video.
Yep.
Somebody's losing their life from a cop right now because he's over exercising his power. He's taking advantage of his power. And that's the thing about people in power. They let the power go to their head.
Yeah.
And they take advantage of their power because of the fact that they have power and can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Or think they can do whatever they want. Yeah. And it's just like, there needs to be laws for people in power. Because clearly there are no laws. There needs to be laws, set laws written down for people in power to be held accountable if they do something wrong. Because clearly they act as if they are different from a regular person who's not in power. So yeah, we have laws. You have laws too that you need to follow.
Yeah, like that badge and that gun don't change that. You still a citizen too. Like you
Because
still
when
got to
that
follow
badge
laws.
comes off, yes.
Yeah. So, but here's the. Can you see this? Hold on. It's backwards. So I'll read it. But that's the guy's picture right there. David McAtee. He was. It was in Louisville. Louisville barbecue man who was fatally shot when police dispersed crowd used to feed officers for free. So he used to give officers free meals.
I saw that.
Okay, that just happened. Like just happened like a couple days ago.
Yeah, I did. I saw it on Facebook. I saw it today.
Yeah.
He fed cops for free.
Yeah, and they killed him.
Yeah. I saw that, and I read that, and I was just like.
That's why, like, the idea that peacefully protesting is going to stop something is just like, I just don't think it will, unfortunately, because they're out there rioting right now, and a guy still. I mean, I guess rioting didn't stop it because they still killed him. But I feel like it's still like, I just feel like it makes more of an impact. But I guess
it makes more noise. It speaks louder.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that they don't want it to happen. With peaceful protest, nothing's happening, so it's easier to ignore. But this is not, when somebody's being violent, breaking buildings, this is not easy to, you can't ignore it.
You can't ignore it. Yeah, you gotta go.
So it's like, I personally wish that this is not how we had to, this was not what we had to resort to. Yeah. But at the end of the day, this is the last resort, and this is what we had. You do what you gotta do.
And it's the perfect
You do what you gotta do to survive.
It's a perfect storm right now too, because everyone's been cooped up in the house with the COVID stuff. And all the frustration has mounted. So everybody right now is just releasing so much pent up energy.
And that COVID-19 is a whole different story. We could talk all day about that too.
Oh yeah, we should definitely like make a episode about that.
Because you know what?
Some theories.
I'm just over this. I'm just over this society as a whole. It's just like, when is it going to end? And I feel like, they say 2020 was going to be the year. And I think this has been literally the highlight of the year. Seeing these protests, seeing everybody come together, seeing white people, not just black, fighting for their own lives, but other people fighting for them as well. Yeah. Finally coming to the conclusion that black lives matter too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just like, that's the highlight of 2020.
Everybody coming together, and
I'm gonna say this is the hot of my. I don't know about for you, but of my 2020. Besides, but for as a whole.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm with you.
Was a highlight of 2020, and I do
enjoy seeing
this.
Yeah, I do like seeing all the white people who are out there actively with black people, and I think I've seen some Hispanic people too. I do like seeing everybody like finding.
I'm not trying to just make it a black and white thing, but
no, I feel you. I feel you. Yeah, I do like seeing that too, because that's what it's going to take. Like I said, I mean, we can't do it by ourselves. Like we're going to need help from white people with a conscience, basically. Like so.
The people who are out here protesting, like, if you really out here protesting, like, really stand firm in what you believe in. Like, don't be out here protesting just to make yourself look good. Like, actually be involved, be mindful. Actually be real about what you're, like, be real about what you're fighting for. Like, know the message of what you're fighting for. Don't just be out here doing it just because you're just doing it just because. Like, if you actually really believe in it, then do it and stand for what you believe in. Like, it's like some people are just out here doing it just to like,
or like they'll pull out their phones and or like some people just do it to post stuff on Instagram, like, oh, we're
and
out
then
here,
go back home and do and act the complete opposite.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
like, be real.
Like, we definitely should also have a talk about social media and stuff, like how people be doing it on there. Like, I feel like that'd be interesting.
Clout. Social media is just clout.
Yeah.
Look, we're gonna do some research. I'm gonna do some research of the founders of the media.
Oh, okay.
Because I read a little bit about that today, and
yeah, like you know how you know what police were originally were, right?
Not.
Like the whole police thing. That's why I say it's so ingrained just in American culture. That's why we're never going to shake it, because police were established originally to catch slaves. That's what the police were originally,
Yep.
to catch slaves. Like it's
Hmm.
just so established, the idea of
That was their
um,
only job.
yeah, basically that's what they were. Yeah, they were just created to catch slaves. So it's like,
Mhm.
so it's just like, it's just so hard to shake. Like I don't ever see this country getting to a point where they're not um, racist or not like having. I mean, maybe we can improve, but I never see us getting to a point where it's just going to be completely
I
like a
agree
positive
because of the
experience for
fact
us.
that it existed. You know,
Yeah.
something
So
that has existed will never go away because of the fact that it had existence.
yeah, everything. It's everything too. It's like it's the Constitution still saying that
Hmm.
we're 3/5 of a person, black people. We're
That has
not
not
like,
changed.
yeah, like there's so much. There's still that third verse of the national anthem that never gets sung, but it's there. That is like talking about slaves and stuff. There's the fact that there's slave owners on the dollar bill, on money, on all money. There's like slave owners all over that. Like the fact that they try to brush it underneath the carpet. Like anytime we
Hmm.
bring up slavery, they try to brush it underneath the carpet. But if a Jewish person brings up the Holocaust, it's like, oh my God, it's so terrible. If we bring up slavery, it's like, oh, that was so long ago. Get over that. Stop playing that
Yeah,
card.
yeah. Hmm. It's
We're
like
yeah.
we
Go ahead. My bad.
and there was never a formal apology for that, and even an apology is not going to amount to the damage that was done
Yeah.
for 400 years. It's just this has been going on for too long, and I'm ready for it to stop.
Yeah.
Like it's time to stop because it's like you have the people, our elders, they've been through this. No change was done.
Yeah.
The elders before them, they've been through it. No change before them. They've been through. No change was done. It's time to stop with us.
Yeah.
Like we
Yeah.
have to be we don't want the people. We don't want our children or the people ahead of us, like who are coming after us, to
Yeah.
say the same thing that the people before us are saying. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. I feel you. Yeah. I hope so.
I'm just tired.
Yeah. I'm tired of reading those headlines and seeing those videos, and it's every few months a different story about some unarmed person being killed by police.
We
Like,
have to be the ones to change what we see. And what I mean, what we see is what we see on the news. Every time, I don't ever see anything. Lately, I have not seen anything positive on the news.
yeah.
We have to be the ones to change what we see.
Yeah.
You know, we need. I'm tired of seeing negativity, nothing but negativity on the news, nothing but people dying on the news. Somebody's being killed
Yeah.
every day. It's like we have to make a change, and I'm tired. Like I'm so tired to the point. Sometimes I can't even look at the news because I know what I'm going to see.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, and sometimes and I haven't been like, I don't really do the media anymore, and I haven't done it for a long time, and it's like I've been refraining from it, but it's like I'll have to say this, like use like media can now be used as a platform to just educate somebody on what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To just make us, I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
No, I know. I feel you. I feel what you're saying. Like,
It just gives me a headache just talking about it.
it's
Like
just,
seriously.
it can definitely be overwhelming. Every time you turn on the news, it's something negative. It can definitely be overwhelming. I feel like that's the black experience in America, though. Unfortunately, just a negative. Uh, I mean, we can flip it. Even if you make money, though, like even if you get rich or whatever, you can still get into some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like the basketball player a few years ago, Tabo Cephalosha. I know you don't know who that is, but he got into it with at a nightclub with a cop. Um,
Mm-hmm.
just I think they injured him. They damn, what they sprained his or fractured his tibia or something crazy like that. He ended
Mm-hmm.
up winning a bunch of money after taking them to court and stuff. But it's like it doesn't matter what status we are. It doesn't matter like where we come from. If you're black, you're gonna get it basically. Like even if you think just because you grew up in like a nice neighborhood or something like that, like trust me, you go to the right spot or you get pulled over by police, they're still gonna look at you as a black person. They're not gonna look
Mm-hmm.
at you as anything different. Like you're still going to always be black here. Like with
sad.
being black, there's a certain stigma that comes with it. Like that's why we gotta take pride in being black.
I'm proud. I don't care what nobody says.
Oh yeah, I'm hella proud. Yeah,
I'm proud. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
like the skin that I'm in, and I'm not gonna let nobody take that away from me.
Yeah.
Because that's how I was born, and that's how I'm gonna die.
Yeah. Damn, that would have been such a good place to end it. Like, damn, like.
Hey, I mean, we can end it like that, but
No,
you ready to be done? You ready to be done?
No, I can. I can just move it. I can just like
Oh.
maybe take that part where you said that,
Mhm.
maybe, and put it right at the end. Like, I'm proud to
Okay.
be black. Like, damn, to the end.
Still a lot to talk about for that too.
Yeah. Like, did you hear about in St. Louis they were busting back at them the other day? They were shooting police officers.
It's.
I don't know if I see. I don't know because go ahead. I'm sorry.
Like, one thing we have, I feel like it's so controversial because I know for a fact that some of those cops, they want to be on our side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But because it's their duty, it's their job to be on the other side. But I feel like they are with us, and I just feel like we're attacking them.
Yeah.
And they're not doing nothing wrong.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing.
Yeah.
We're attacking them because I know I have a cousin and he's a state trooper, but he's black, of course. So that's tough too, being a police officer and you're black.
Yeah.
That's a tough time right now. But it's like there are good cops. But I seen a post today.
I know what you're about to say. I'm gonna cut you off before you say it. Are you gonna say what? Because I think I was about to say it. If you're a good cop, though, you have a responsibility to point out the bad ones, though. Because there's good cops who hide and don't say anything, but that doesn't. Then you're not a good cop if you're not saying anything.
Yeah. It said on the poster. It said, "No, there are no good cops until bad cops are held accountable," or something like that. I'm about to pull it up because I screenshotted it.
Yeah, like that's facts, though. Like you can't be good if you're sitting around watching people do bad, especially when it's your responsibility to stop them. Like you're supposed to protect and serve. Like
it said there are no good cops until good cops hold bad cops accountable.
There you go.
Because like I'm gonna say this. If a cop, I'm talking to a cop. If this gets out here, I'm talking to a cop.
Yeah.
If you are a cop and you come upon a situation where a situation arises, and if you and your coworkers or your fellow officers or whatever, and one of your officers does something that you would not do, but you stand there and watch him do it, you're just as bad as him.
Yeah.
Speak up for what you believe, or you're gonna go down with him.
Yeah. Perfect example was the situation.
Or you're gonna go, huh?
The George Floyd situation was a perfect example of that.
Yeah, like all three of them. They could have been, if they had told him, okay, that's enough.
Yep.
All three of you watched him as he put his neck on his hand.
Yep.
But one of them, I believe one of the cops was saying, let's turn them to the side so we could, allow them to breathe or whatever. But they kept going. But it's just like, you're watching. So if you're watching, you're complying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're not doing anything else. You're not stopping anything, but you're watching. So you're complying. You're allowing it to happen. Meaning you're complying.
Facts. That's facts. Like you
so
can't.
It's like, you let one person's actions ruin your life.
Yeah.
When all you had to do was speak up. It's three of y'all, one of him. He's the only person on his neck.
Yeah. That's facts.
Y'all could have spoke up. Now y'all are going down with him.
Yep.
And you will go down with him.
Oh yeah, they're going down for sure. Because we're not going to relent until all four of them are either in jail or
and just like that, an action just like that affected your life.
Yep.
When all you had to do was tell him to stop.
Yeah,
but yet you rather watch.
Yeah.
So now you can watch right with him, and y'all can all be watching the same bars.
Matter of fact, that just reminded me. That's why they probably could argue like first degree and premeditated, because this guy, the guy Derek, whatever his name was, Chauvin, the cop who had his
Derek
knee on him.
Chauvin.
Yeah, he had pictures of "Make America Great Again" hats and shit like that. Like I feel like he had a bunch of racist stuff online. So you can low key argue that maybe he comes into it already with the mentality of like, I don't rock with black people. I'm trying to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just saying how maybe a lawyer could argue it and twist it, but I'm not a lawyer, so I'm just trying to give a.
And that's one of the reasons why, being a lawyer, that comes with a lot. Being a lawyer is a lot, and I just have to say, yeah, I want to talk about his demeanor and his. I want to talk about the whole picture of him with his knee on his neck. I want to talk about. I don't know if I can show it.
The picture of him.
See if I can show it.
I mean, people have seen it, so.
No, well.
No. I mean, you can show it, like.
Okay. No, I'm saying I don't know if I could. I'm gonna try to pull it up.
Oh, on here.
It.
On here. Okay. Oh.
Can you see it?
I can see it. Yeah.
Okay. You see that picture, right?
Yeah, I see it.
Just look at his face. I don't think I can zoom in.
I see it. That's crazy.
Let's see. Whatever. I can't zoom in or whatever, but just look at his position. Can you see it really clear or no?
I can see it.
Tell me about that picture.
Wait, whose face am I looking at? Am I looking at the cop?
Yeah.
Yeah. He looks like he doesn't care. He's lit. I don't even like looking down at George Floyd's face.
What is wrong with that picture though?
How casual he is.
What's casual about it?
About his knee on his neck.
What else?
Damn, I feel like I'm not getting it.
His hand in his pocket.
I just looked at that. That's crazy. Like, he got his hand in his pocket just chilling. Like, while he's killing somebody. Look at his face. Like, I see. That's
what does
crazy.
That face look like to you?
He's enjoying it, it looks like. I mean, doesn't look like
it looks like he's doing that, and he looks like as if he knows he's gonna get away with doing that.
Right. I can see that. Damn. That's a crazy picture.
You can learn so much from that one picture.
Yeah. The fact that he kept his foot on his neck while he was already like dead is crazy. Like, because he was dead for like minutes, right? Like,
yeah.
Like, he was already dead after what? Like, I don't know how
dead
many,
and he still kept his knee on his neck.
Yeah, like, that's crazy.
Unresponsive. And he still kept his. As if he has no care in the world.
Yeah. Jeez.
That face is no remorse.
Man.
I'm gonna stop sharing it.
And then I can't even be like, oh, he's gonna get justice in jail, because they'll probably put him in like they'll put him in PC or something like that, like protect
by himself.
Maybe like he won't be around the general population.
Mm-hmm.
So it's crazy. Man, I don't know what to say.
When I saw that picture, I'm just like,
I don't know. It's just
and the simple fact that was the type of demeanor he had, that goes to show that he's done something. He's done something else to somebody else.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
think he probably has a history, if they look back, of probably complaints about different things, which is usually the case.
And the fact that it looks like he was going to get away with it, that tells you a lot about that department too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That blue wall.
It seems like they brush a lot of things under the rug. They try to hide a lot of things, get rid of certain evidence. Yeah. That seems like that type of police department.
Yeah.
I heard there's a lot of dirt on that police department too.
Yeah, I heard that too.
It's time to hold these police departments accountable.
I feel like that's the only way to kind of deter it, is like you got to start dishing out some harder punishments. You can't keep just firing people and not indicting them in court and stuff like that. They have to start going to jail for this. Like, this is murder, what they're doing. Like,
And it's like when we're in a situation like this, who can we call? We can't call police on the police.
Exactly. And that's why people are rioting. That's exactly why people are rioting right now.
Who? Who can we call? Nobody.
Yeah. That's exactly why people are rioting. It's the helpless feeling. It's the pain. It's all that. We feel like we have to do it ourselves. Like we can't rely on the police. You can't rely on the courts. You can't rely on the president. Like there's no one
Time to take it into our own hands.
Basically.
You know, need a new order. And that's why I do agree with that. The blackout.
Oh, that was today, right?
No. Well, yeah, the blackout Tuesday, but the blackout where you don't buy nothing for that day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I do agree with that too. I think there's gonna be people who's still gonna be buying stuff.
When is that?
That's July. Wait, January, March, May, June. That's in June, ain't it?
I don't even know.
Let me see. See. Oh, my phone just died.
Oh, damn. Did you want to go charge that?
I do. This is right here.
Okay, so how do you feel every time you see a video where an unarmed Black person is being killed? Like what does that make you feel?
It just makes me feel like it's the norm. Like it's just like people have been so used to recording these type of things. It's like it's normalized in a sense. Like a Black person getting killed. It's like you hear on the news, oh, another Black person killed. It's like, I feel like these type of things are normalized, and it's like I said earlier, like I'm just, I am tired of seeing it, and it's just like this, like his video, I couldn't watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's just like we are watching someone die. Like that's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
And for the young lady who actually took the video, she saw it. She was right there.
Yeah.
We saw it through her eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she saw it in real time. So it's like, and she's too young to have to see that. Now she's traumatized, and yet she still has people bashing her. So that adds on to it, and it's just like she should not have had to see that. As officers, you're supposed to protect and serve. As officers, she's a child. You should be able to be mindful that there's a child in the area.
Yeah.
You should be mindful of people's lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, had she had been a white or another race recording,
yeah,
had she had been the same color as them, I'm gonna say that, which they were white, so had she been white recording, the situation probably would have been different.
Yeah.
Or you can't really go off of that because she wasn't white, she was Black. So you can't really say, and it's like a lot of people are saying, if I was there, I would help, but you weren't there.
And you don't know how you'd react because.
So you don't know, you don't know, you weren't in that moment.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't just say, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, because you weren't there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you don't know what was going through her mind at that time. And it's just like you weren't there. So it's like you cannot sit here and say, oh, I would have did this, I would have did that. Yeah. Because you wouldn't have. Because you were not in her shoes. So it's like, just to see videos like that, I'm tired. I'm tired of watching the same videos. It's basically the same thing. A Black person unarmed getting killed. Yeah. It's the same thing. Different circumstances, but it turns out the same outcome.
Yeah, and that's the theory behind the fight or flight thing. Like you don't know how you react when certain situations happen. Some people do have a fight thing in them, like if they're in a situation like that. But then a lot of people have the I'm just going to run, or then some people have the whole like I'm just frozen, like I don't know what to do if some crazy happens. Like So you just don't know how you're gonna react. So people who are coming at her
You
about
don't know
that,
how to,
they're
yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
Until the opportunity is presented in front of you, you do not know how you're going to react. So to speak on something that you were not a part of, we have to do better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's young. Her mindset, she has a different, she's young.
Yeah.
She's a younger mentality. So it's like, she did not know what to do. So she did what she could do. And what she could do was the best thing that she could have done.
There's adults who wouldn't know what to do in that situation either. Like,
exactly.
There's plenty of adults who have been.
Those cops, they're adults.
Yeah.
They didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I mean, they knew what they were doing, but it's like.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
They do the right thing. So it's like, it's these type of things. It's just.
So it just makes you feel like no one cares. Like, well, I know for me, I would say it makes me feel like helpless, or that nobody really cares about. Like, a black life isn't worth as much as definitely in America, black life is not worth as much as a cop life. Like, you remember a couple years ago when homeboy, I forgot his name. But he killed a cop, and then he went on like a spree.
In Dover. I mean, in Delaware.
Oh, that happened in Delaware? I missed that.
You talking about the black guy?
No, I was talking about a different one. Like,
oh,
but that happened in Delaware?
Yeah, there was what's it? Yes, like he had killed that black cop at Wawa.
Damn.
And he barricaded himself in his home and called his father, and his father told the cops where he was, and they had a shootout when he died. But
that's crazy.
You don't remember that?
I don't know. Damn, I don't know what I was doing. I don't remember.
It was that black cop, that black Delaware state trooper who had died. I think it was in Bear or something. Wow. I don't know.
I just feel like, how anytime a cop gets murdered, it's like the whole force, the whole nation, everybody's like, we're going after this guy. Like, that, they take so much like pride in a cop life, but a black life seems so worthless sometimes. Mm-hmm. That's why Black Lives Matter is an important hashtag shirt movement, because like we have to let them know Black Lives Matter. Like, you can't keep just acting like we're not.
And I want to talk about that, because a lot of people have a lot to say about the Black Lives Matter movement, and I just have to say, like, what is it that bothers you? Is it the black, or is it the matter? Yeah. Like, which one bothers you? Because we're not saying that your life doesn't matter, but we're specifically saying that our lives matter too. We're not talking about you. This is not about you, black. We're talking about Black Lives Matter. We're saying that we matter too. We're not excluding anybody, but it's because we have been excluded. So we're including ourselves. Yeah. Saying that we matter too. We're not saying that we are better than anybody or it's all about us. Yeah. But we have been excluded, and we're trying to include ourselves.
The reason
to show you that we matter.
Yeah, like that has to be known
in a society that we matter, in a society that portrays that we don't matter. Exactly. It's clear that they portray that we don't matter because of the things that have been going on.
Exactly.
We matter.
Yeah.
So yes, Black Lives Matter. And if anybody who has a problem with that, then
they can come get it.
Then they're the part of the problem.
Yeah. Like, I don't understand what the issue is either with that. Like, nobody's saying you're like, white lives don't matter. We're just saying our lives matter too. Like,
do you see white lives don't matter in the movement? Exactly. No, we're not saying that. So don't assume that we're saying that. No one said that. There's no white lives don't matter movement. No.
That's what they do, though. They take any type of movement peacefully that we're doing, because there's nothing violent about saying Black Lives Matter. They take anything peacefully we're doing and flip it into something. So, like I said, Kaepernick kneeling, he was just they didn't even know he was doing it for like 3 games. He was just kneeling silently to himself, and then they finally asked him about it, and he gave a great. Did you see that speech, that interview?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, my turn to pull something.
I don't think.
All right, let me see how you do this. How you do this? Do you have to exit?
You about to play it?
Yep.
Okay.
How do you
You go to
I'd
But
like to.
I guess you can go to Google, pull it up on Google, and then when you pull it up, come back to Zoom and click share screen.
Gotcha. All right, let me pull this up real quick. And now I feel self-conscious because I know you can see me and I can't see you. So we're good.
I mean, I felt the same way. I'm like, dang, all up in my face.
I wasn't staring all.
My eyelashes aren't even straight.
I wasn't staring all up in your face. They look straight to me though. I was looking at your eyebrows for sure. I was like, damn, them things are crispy. Like they're nice. Those things are nice. You do those?
Huh?
You did those?
Yeah.
Oh, I know you went to like some Asian people or something.
Oh no, I don't go to them no more because the very first time I went to them, they took a lot of my eyebrows off. So I was like, never again.
Oh.
I do it myself. I drew.
Wait, they took it off.
Like the side, like when they wax it, they take some hair off. I feel like they took too much hair off on the side, so I don't really have no hair on the side. So this is all like I just drew it.
It's all good. You listen to it because I've heard it multiple times. So just listen to what he says.
All right.
Okay. You don't have to watch the whole thing. So maybe like a couple.
Oh, it was 18 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Maybe just a couple. I hear a little bit, actually.
Mm-hmm. I know he's tired of the people on his face.
Oh yeah, you can tell just by looking at him.
He is. Back up. Look at all these mics in his face. He's a nice. He's nice though.
What? What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
I said he's really nice about it though.
Yeah.
He's not being rude. He's answering questions.
You hear what he's saying? Like, I'm gonna go after you finish.
Go ahead, huh?
So you heard how he was just saying basically how he's everything that's been happening at this time period. Alton Sterling and Philando Castile had just been murdered because that was like back to back or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That had just happened, and this is why he decided he was like, okay, I'm not standing for this anthem because this country doesn't live up to the values that they put out there. Basically, it's like it's all a facade. So he was like, yeah, I'm not standing for this, and he gave a great reason right there, and he explained it perfectly. He didn't stutter over his words or anything. So the fact that they twisted that to he hates the military, he hates America. They said that's why he's protesting. He's taking the knee.
And that's not what he said.
That's not what he said at all. You just watched the interview. Like he didn't say that at all, but they twisted it, and that's what they always do anytime we have like a peaceful protest. Like find some ways to flip it. It's never good enough, basically. So that's why I don't listen to people who try to tell us how we should protest. I'm like,
no matter what, it goes for everybody. No matter what, if you do something good, someone will always find something bad. They'll always find something on you. They'll be like, oh, she didn't do this. She did that, but she didn't do this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They'll always find the littlest thing to judge you on when you're doing good. And it's like nobody can ever say you're doing good. They always have to find something.
Yeah.
And it's been going on for too long.
Yeah. So yeah, that's basically it. You don't have to keep watching it.
Okay. But yeah, all right, stop sharing.
But yeah, so that was the point of that. Basically, like he gave a very clear explanation as to why he was kneeling, and they said they took it, flipped it, and now he's been basically blackballed from the league. They won't hire him back, work him out, anything like that. So that's why people snapped when the NFL put out that. Did you see that tweet they put out about? They tried to put out a tweet about how we're against what happened to George Floyd, blah, blah, blah. But it's so hypocritical because obviously they're currently blackballing Colin Kaepernick, who all he did was take a knee for police brutality. Like,
So
So
they're basically going against their word,
yeah,
contradicting themselves.
yeah, it's basically just bull crap.
Just for clickbait, for clout.
Yeah, basically, yeah, just to act like they care when they don't really care. So
And that's just the problem. And it's just like you got people out here who acting like they care, but they don't care. Where are the people who really care?
um, that's a good question.
You know what I'm saying? Who are the people that really care for us? Who are the people who want to pave a way and make a way for us?
Yeah,
Who are they?
that's
You
true.
know, and it just makes like I'm just tired, and
Yeah,
I'm everybody's tired. You know, there's too many lives that have been gone too soon, and it's sad that we have to sacrifice lives in order to make a difference.
yeah,
Why can't
like
we make a difference while everybody's living?
I don't think people understand. Like you don't. There's no second shot at this. Like once you like, they're killing people. Like that's it. That's a wrap.
Yeah.
No, that's the end of their story. Like you don't
And
know what
it's like,
they're
you
gonna
know,
do.
yeah, and they talk about these riots and stuff like these businesses that are being destroyed, they have insurance. You can build your business back up, but you cannot bring a dead person back to life.
Exactly. You see
Your
how they
business
care
will
more
be
about the
okay.
businesses though than like the people who are getting upset about the riots. You gotta keep that same energy about the fact that another black man is dead. Like
He cannot have his life back, but you can have your business back.
exactly.
You have insurance. His
Exactly.
insurance has ran out.
Yep.
So it's like, well, I mean, you know, it's just,
I mean, I don't know. Feels good to talk about though. Definitely.
I really do. You know, sometimes you gotta talk about things, get off your chest. But it's just like, we can go on and on about this. And it's sad.
Yeah.
You know, it's like these people literally cannot get their lives back. But you can walk out here freely and just go about your day as if nothing happened.
And it literally like we're all like we all it could happen to any of us. Like it's happening to females, Sandra Bland, Breonna Taylor. It's happening to kids, Tamir Rice, Trayvon Martin. It's happening to uh, it's happening to paraplegics. I saw a story the other day about in Delaware. I didn't even know about this in 2015. Someone named I'm mad I don't know his name right now. I think it might have been Jeremy or I don't want to
It's
mess up his
oh,
name.
I was about to ask you about that too. It's like it's a girl. Her name's you talking about the 10-year-old
No,
who
I
got hit?
wasn't. But there's a 10 year
Oh, go
old.
ahead, go ahead.
There's a dude who was in a wheelchair in Wilmington, and
Um,
he got murdered by the cops. That happened in Wilmington. Like I didn't even know about this. Like, but who were you talking about?
and it's sad because you don't think these things happen like where you from. You know what I'm saying? But
Like,
it's like it
like
does.
yeah, like I felt like I knew, but I just never. It was never like super huge, like kind of like all the other stories are.
It was kind of brushed off.
Yeah, like I feel like I didn't like I should have known about that. Like, cause I'd be paying attention. I'd be looking up stuff. Like
Hmm.
I'm always looking at the news and like stuff every day. So it's crazy. But
And that just goes to show like there's so much that is shown in the media, but then there's so much more that is not shown in the media.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So it's
yeah,
like it's a lot of lives that have been gone, and there's a lot of lives we don't know. There's lives that have been lost from police brutality that we don't know about, and it's sad. I'm sorry to the people, to the family who have lost a loved one to police brutality, and we don't know anything about it.
yeah.
But this is for this all this fighting is for you guys and it's for everybody.
Yeah, that's why he took the knee and everything. Like it's all for the people who we don't hear about. Like
And so
so,
yeah, thank you to Colin Kaepernick for taking the
yeah,
knee.
definitely. Thank
Stop
you. Like
bashing them and just thank them.
yeah, simple.
It's
Not too
simple.
hard.
What two
Like
words? Took me less than a minute. Thank
exactly.
you. A second.
Yeah, like,
But it
it's not
takes
too
so
hard.
much more energy to bash somebody for doing good.
Yeah,
Just
that's
thank
why.
them.
That's why I don't be messing with the NFL like that anymore. Like you can't in like good conscience, honestly.
You know, it's all fake, and it's just like you wonder who are they really here? Who are they really rooting for? You know,
Yeah, yeah,
what is their end goal? What is their ultimate goal? You know, what are they organized for?
This is all about, that's the problem with the capitalistic society. Like I said earlier, it's all about dollar signs. Like, so the NFL doesn't want to, like, there may be a few people who maybe do want to do the right thing, but then they think about the fact that there's a lot of their fan base is like white people. So they think about how much money they could lose if they sign Kaepernick. Like, because apparently there was some estimate I saw the other day that if a team signs Kaepernick, they could lose like 20% of their season ticket holders or something. And it's all about dollar signs with these owners of teams because they're billionaires and stuff. Like that's all they care about is their bottom line. So fuck doing the right thing. What's making money out here? That's how they think basically. So.
And that's America. That is America.
That is. Yep.
That's America. It's money.
Like, fuck the environment. How are we getting money? Like
it's greedy.
Yeah.
It's just all about money. It's never about the people. We the people. No, we the money. It's about the money.
Always.
Take the people out. It's adding money. It's just about money. You see it?
I see it.
Are you tired of being tired?
I like that question.
You gonna say that? I like the question.
That's a good question.
So this is the picture I was telling you about. I was telling you about the 1965 march from Selma to Montgomery.
Wait, explain this. I want to take this. I might just use this in there. Explain this.
Well, the one from 1965 is the Bloody Sundays. That's the march from that was the march from the Martin Luther King march.
Okay.
In Selma, Alabama.
Okay.
And they were marching for the rights, for the freedom. And in 2020, you still have people.
Damn, that
was on a bridge, picture. And then
That's a crazy picture.
So that just goes to show you, what is that going to tell you? Nothing has changed.
Yeah.
That's what I said in the next slide. It's just like nothing has changed, and it's time for this to be our change. Like literally, like.
So was this a project you did, or you just
resemblance? No, I was just doing it.
Oh, you just did. Damn, that's dope. You should have brought this up.
I'm sorry. I just wanted it to be seen.
Yeah.
It's just like literally because I was on, like I told you, I was looking on the news and I saw that and I'm like, this looks familiar. So I looked up that picture and I'm like,
that's crazy.
This is the same thing.
That's crazy.
No more.
And how many years is that?
No 20? More. That was from 1965 to 2020.
About to do the math.
That's about quick.
2020
minus
1965.
44, 45, 35.
Oh, my computer. That's in my computer. My phone fucked it up when I was typing it. Hold on. I kind of want to know how many years it's been since that thing real quick. 2020 minus 1965 is 55. 55 years, and we're in the exact same spot we were 55 years ago. That's crazy. Like that picture really puts everything in perspective. Like,
so 55 years from now would be 2020 plus 55. That'd be 2075.
Yeah,
we don't want to see the same thing.
I'm about to say I would hope we don't see I'm assuming I'd be gone by then, but I would hope it's not the same thing happening.
And I feel like I should add a picture of what it should look like in 2075. But you can't really predict. But it's like,
yeah,
nothing has changed, and it's time for a change. That's literally what that shows. And I just when I saw that on the news, I'm just like, this is the same thing. Like,
yeah,
I watched that movie, the Selma movie, and that's just, it's the same thing. And I kind of wanted to start a hashtag. I don't really know, people start hashtags, but
yeah,
I don't think I've seen this, but I just want to say we are not weak. Like,
yeah, I haven't seen it. That's a good one.
I haven't seen it. We are not weak, and we're not weak.
Yeah.
A lot of the things this is to break us down, to weaken us, but little do they know.
That's what they're doing right now, showing that we aren't weak. Like that's what all this is. Like showing that you can't keep just like, it's kind of the whole bully, like I said earlier, like the bully in like a school shooting situation. Like usually in those situations, it's a kid who's been like tortured for years by different students, and then they just snap one day and shoot shit up. And
I want to talk about that. Like when it comes to being a kid and a black kid, in America, it's like they cannot be a kid.
Yeah.
It's like they have to walk around, you know,
Grow
on
up quick.
guard. And
Yeah.
it's like they can't be a kid. It's like they're treated as if they are not a kid when they're 11 years old.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they're treated as if they're treated different from a white kid.
Yeah. Like,
A lot of black kids, it's just like they cannot just be a kid.
yeah. Like, have you seen that Dave Chappelle stand up where he mentions, where he asks, what is 15 really? Like, what is 15? Because at 15, um, he said that this black kid at 15 was charged with was sent to jail for life because he did a wrestling move on his neighbor or something like that and killed the neighbor with the wrestling move. This black kid was charged for life at 15, was charged with life at 15 and got life. Um, and he talks about another scenario where uh, someone's 15. Damn, I forgot the joke. But the point is, he was making that they always look at our kids as older than what they were, than what they are. Like they treat our 15-year-old kids differently, and I feel like it's usually because they can't see their own kid in our 15-year-old kid, a 15-year-old black kid. Like when they see a 15-year-old white kid, they see their kid, their son or their daughter or whatever. But when they see a 15-year-old black kid, they just don't see the same thing. Like it's weird. Like
And that's sad because they're a kid.
yeah,
And you have a kid, so you should know how to be,
yeah,
and it's just like, as like for me, I don't have kids, but it's like I'm like a mother figure in a sense. It's like I look out for everybody's kids, and it's not just a black kid. I look out for everybody's kids. If I'm in a store or I see a kid by themselves or anything, I'm looking out for them.
and you
It's
got
just
nieces
like,
and nephews, so you get it. You like,
yeah. So it's just like I look, and it's just like, why can't we as a people look out for each other? Especially the kids. We
yeah,
need to really look after these kids because a lot of these kids are taken for granted, and it's just like, we need to look out for each other. And it's a lot of kids are taken advantage of, and it's just like
yeah.
we have to do better.
Thank you for watching. This was the
Start
first.
over, because I was dancing.
Oh, I could have just cut that in there,
Oh.
but now it's awkward. Now I gotta do it again. So thank you for watching. This was the first episode of a podcast that we're gonna try to do weekly, just talking about things and giving opinions on stuff. Yeah, hopefully y'all fucking with it. That's it. All right.